Hello. Hey, Kiro. Hey, Chris. hello, friend. Yeah. Uh, you can't see it. I'm giving thumbs up. I don't know why I do that. Nobody can see me, but thumbs up nonetheless. Yeah, mystery time. We're playing a little mystery game, or as Chris discovered the genre was named, uh, didn't likes. As in the O'Brien. Gestures to the microphone all the time. Hell yeah. I'm doing finger guns now. Didn't like. The new phenomenon, truly. um, yeah. Sure, that might as well happen. Sometimes I truly wonder what Souls games have done to the collective mind of gamers as a whole. And I wonder, was it worth it? But for now, this one. Welcome to the Red Pearls of Borneo, I guess. Probably not. No. There is music. It's just not on the starting page, I guess. Which is a fascinating choice, honestly. Um, yeah. So I guess we'll start. I don't really know what it's like. I just made sure it worked. Um, we are British. You know. Also, very quick content warning. Um, which people can see here. Game contains some period typical racial insults against the Japanese army. Um, I will continue uncensored. Cause, um, I don't believe in censoring. Um, this history, I'm just giving everyone a heads up. um, so we shall continue uncensored. And I will be playing on normal and not hardcore. Whatever disabling the global timeline tracker means, I shan't be doing it. Top secret to Miss Finn. Confidential. What happens in Borneo? I don't know, man. Confidential. 12th of April 1948, London. Dear Miss Delphine. Hardcore, you can't see what anyone said or did. Cool. Dear Miss Delphine, I trust this correspondence finds you in good health and that the spring air is proving a welcome relief after the winter's chill. I must apologize for the sudden nature of this letter, as we've never been formally introduced. However, I was given your name by a mutual acquaintance in Oxford, who spoke with great conviction of your unique gifts. He assured me that where the conventional authorities reach their limit, your investigation begins. It is that hope, perhaps a desperate one, that compels me to write to you today. They told me it was the war, that my father, my sister, Loon, that they were just casualties of the occupation. But I know better now. They were gone long before the Japanese landed. I was stuck here in London during the Blitz, unable to reach them. My father, Jeremiah, had been running the Goodwill tobacco plantation in North Borneo for decades. It was our paradise, and they say it's a graveyard. I spent every penny of my inheritance chasing ghosts. Letters to the colonial office, bribes to sailors, and this is all I have. A box of scraps, a map, some photos. You are a sensitive, I am told. That's what they call you people. Please, I need to know what happened to them. Access the memories attached to these items, find the truth. Enclosed are the few photos I managed to recover. 7 other photos, jeez, okay. The only thing I know for sure is what little the colonial office told me. Jeremiah Goodwill was alone in the study at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, 16th December. I hate the way that's written. Fucking English. Tuesday, 16th December, 1948, when he placed a telephone call to the local authorities regarding the arrival of an unannounced and unexpected guest. Please help me put them to rest. J. Goodwill Jr. Goodwill and plantation is always an interesting combination. Yeah, it sure is. Luckily, this game will never mention dates and times again. It just bothers me personally when it's like, I don't mind if it's 16th of December, but 16th December just sounds odd to me. Like, either you need to put the word off between there, or you need to lay off the 16 December 1948 is fine. 41 is fine. Not 48, it's 41. 16 December. Anyway, let's begin our investigation. I have a map of the plantation, and I am only aware of the study as a location so far. I've been provided with photos of everyone who was known to be present on the premises at the time. But I only have the name of my benefactor's father and sister. I will need to figure out the names of the other guests before I can start being able to connect with them. Right, let's go to the study and see what we can find. And now the music should start playing. It has started playing. Let me know if the music is loud enough. I turned it up a bunch earlier, but I don't know, that setting didn't save. There. Yeah. Yes. We'll die on the hill that saying December 16th is better than saying 16th December or 16th of December. December 16th also allowed. Personally, I just always go 16 December, cause that's the Dutch convention. It's just the fucking number and then the month. None of this nonsense. Anyway, let's go to the study. Well, let's check our inventory first. This is the letter we read. Excellent. Close the document. No notes, no items, transcripts. That's the quiz, glossary. Oh, okay. Right, the colonies. This is gonna be a lot of reading. I'm glad I got water. Borneo in 1941 was a period of industrialization for the island's resources, dominated by a handful of European powers and corporations taking advantage of the local population. Do I know what country Borneo is? Sorry, my brain just went, is Borneo one of the ones we colonized? Is this gonna be real awkward for me? Dominated by a handful of European powers and corporations taking advantage of the local population. The economy shifted away from traditional trade towards large-scale industries like rubber and tobacco plantations, and the small but lucrative pearl oyster industry. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Good news. We can both be awkward. Hell yeah. Excellent. Pearl oyster. By 1941, Borneo was effectively split between two European powers. The British in the north were divided into 3 territories. Sarawak, ruled by Charles Brooke of the Brooke family, White Rajas, British North Borneo, ruled by the British North Borneo Chartered Company, Rolls of the Tongue, of which the Goodwill Plantation was a part of, and Brunei, a British protectorate. The Dutch occupied the south as part of the Dutch East Indies and administered from Jakarta. Okay, that's where we are. Historically, Germans had been early pioneers in Borneo's tobacco industry before World War I, but their influence declined after that war. It was a massive boom in plantation agriculture, which redefined the landscape of the island. After World War I, the demand for rubber, because of the auto industry, skyrocketed. European companies cleared vast tracts of jungle to plant rubber trees. By the 1930s, rubber was the most significant export for both British and Dutch Borneo. Before that, North Borneo was world famous for its high-quality cigar wrapper leaf. However, by the 1930s, many tobacco companies began to switch to rubber because the American cigarettes were taking over, and the demand for cigar leaves dwindled. When people spoke of oyster farms in Borneo during this era, they meant pearl oysters to farm for pearls and mother-of-pearl shells rather than edible oysters. The Sulu Sea and celibacy needs to be a very obvious space between those two words. Were the primary grounds. Natural pearls were harvested by indigenous divers, not diverse. I can read English. In the 1920s, the industry faced a crisis due to the importation of cultured pearls in Japan. As Japanese cultured pearls flooded the market at a lower cost, the value of Borneo's natural pearls plummeted. The British and Dutch government issued concessions to European companies to dredge the seabed so they could do it at a scale and fight off the Japanese pearls. They were primarily interested in mother of pearl, which was used for buttons and jewelry in Europe and America. It's important to note that while Europeans owned the land and capital, they did not provide the labor. They certainly did not. The times before World War II saw a massive influx of Chinese laborers brought in for tobacco and rubber, and eventually became the dominant merchants in coastal towns like Sandakan. And the Japanese were highly influential in the 1930s in timber and fishing, often acting as spies to the Japanese military, gathering intelligence before their invasion in 1941. Bit of an understatement, yeah. Investigating echoes. Who's this? I'll figure it out one day. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Right. Let's go to the study. I can feel the essence of the study as I focus on it. Sure, it's nearly as if I'm in the room. The feeling is impossible to describe, and many think it's not real and just a parlor trick. I don't blame them. Sorry, I got really confused by that statement because I thought we were here. I thought, like, oh, we've been tasked to investigate. Obviously, we're at the place. But no, we're not, I think. We're just feeling the essence. There's a specific feel to old rooms. The objects that form the essence of the space become part of the room. Items that remain in that space long enough become anchored to the space itself. Walks into a room, I feel the essence. Study. Heavy teak furniture and the smell of stale smoke fills the air. A telephone is on the desk. I know that Jeremiah was alone at 4 p.m. in the study. If I focus hard enough on Jeremiah, I should be able to see the echo of what happened there. Set the timeline to 4 and place Jeremiah's photo into focus. Guests can only be in one location at any given time. If you see a guest in a location, they cannot be in another location at the same time. That makes sense. An event doesn't necessarily take the whole hour, but only one significant event can happen at a location at a time. Okay. One event, one person, 1 hour. Got it. Guests may appear in the edges of an echo in one room and be in another room for the remainder of the hour. They will only count in the room where they are fully present. Okay. So we're going for 4 and focus on Jeremiah. First discovery, the investigation begins. Jeremiah Goodwill is in the study, speaking to someone in the corridor. Jeremiah Goodwill, and you left him with Loon? What were you thinking, man? Yes, go tell her to fetch towels, that's fine. I'll deal with notifying the authorities. Jeremiah Goodwill picks up the rotary telephone and starts speaking into the receiver. District Officer, this is Jeremiah Goodwill at the Goodwill Plantation. I want to log an unexpected visitor, a Mr. Lucas Sterling, who moored his raft at my dock. He claims to be the solitary survivor of a pirate outrage on the coast. Would you be so good as to notify the constabulary? Furthermore, I should like to inquire if there have been any reports regarding Royal Navy vessels currently unaccounted for in these waters. The chap's story is fishy. Very fishy indeed. The survivor strikes me as a young pup. Altogether too cheeky for my liking. My head Yaga, Kanan, interrogated him at the boathouse. I don't care for his manner one bit. The description? He's young, in his 20s, I'd say, with a haircut that's altogether too styled for my liking. What does that mean? It's too styled. Like one of those Americans on the silver screen. Like, what does that mean? He has like a Superman haircut? He may well be the victim he claims. That's really impressive after being moored by pirates. May well be the victim he claims, but for all I know, he's a common scoundrel, or a scout for the nips. I shall ring again by the first light. I expect you to have the particulars by then. Much obliged. Jeremiah Goodwill puts down the phone. Someone knocks on the door. Tuan Bone is waiting for you in the library. Someone is in the edges of the space during an event. I do not need to know who they are. They will just remain as ghostly forms in the shadows. Sure. Okay. Oh, I can focus on mine. It's like the telephone. You can go to the phone on the item screen in inventory, press I anywhere, and change it by interpreting the correct owner to it. Once the owner has been identified, Delphine can feel the aura of the person using the item at any given time and see the echo of what happened in the present. Given that Jeremiah is the owner of the plantation, it's likely that he is the one who used the telephone most often, and therefore it is likely to be him that I need to attune it to. Good to know. And we have a Lucas Sterling. We have a Kanan. Two strangers. I have their photos and now their names. I need to remember that indigenous people to Borneo often do not have a surname, so I should be able to identify Kanan with just his first name. If Delphine can figure out who they are based on the context, she can assign a name to their face in the guest's case file. And the boathouse. Anything else in the library? Rain. Inventory. I had a rotary telephone, which I can attune to Jeremiah Goodwill. The telephone has some strong energy. I can feel it being used quite clearly at 2 AM by a man with a Bornean accent. And Delphine has aura attached to the telephone. She can feel whoever is using it at any time. She's only able to hear and feel the person using or holding the item and not anyone else in the room. Right. Right. This is a lot to take in, but we're doing it. Right. Right. Anything? What's a yaga? A yaga is a guard. Sikh or Punjabi men were commonly employed as watchmen across British Borneo, typically wearing formal turbans and high-collared button tunics. Naito! Also, go to sleep. Have a good night. I love you. I'm happy to see you. The Marine Wing of the North Borneo Armed Constabulary is the closest thing to a coast guard in the British parts of the North Borneo. They operated small armed motor launches that patrolled the coasts before the Japanese invasion. I've unlocked the glossary of maritime rules. Classic. Right, let's look at the glossary of maritime rules. More reading! Hell yeah, that's a lot of reading. Fuck. You were standing on a pier in Sandakan in 1941. Here's what those boats would have looked like and what they were called. The typical vessel, the Thornycroft launch. Sure. The British North Borneo Chartered Company, so classic, rolls off the tongue, almost exclusively bought their lodges from John the First, Thornycroft and Co. Rolls off the tongue. Yeah, I'm just gonna be reading a lot. So I hope you have fun and have some good sleep. Most were between 35 and 50 feet long. Unlike steel ships, they were often built with Borneo wood hulls. This was crucial because tropical shipworms would eat through standard wood in months, but Borneo wood was very sturdy and hard as a rock. You know, wood. They had a high plumb bow, a wooden deck house for the officers, and a large open area covered by a canvas awning to protect the crew from the blistering Borneo sun. They went fast, usually topping out at 8 to 12 knots. They were designed for endurance and navigating shallow river mouths. The government gave their launches names that sounded both official and a bit adventurous. Notable vessels from the period include the Petrel, the governor's yacht. It was the flagship of the small fleet and was used for high-level patrols and transporting the governor from and to Sandak. The Cleas, a sturdy coastal launch named after the Cleas Peninsula. The Mambakut? I don't know where the emphasis is there. Another common patrol launch used for anti-piracy work. The Queda, a coastal steamer large launch that handled longer runs across the South China Sea. A marine wing launch was essentially a floating police station. To deal with the pirates, they were usually armed and mounted machine guns. A patrol launch typically carried a mixed crew that reflected the colonial hierarchy. The commander, usually a British officer from the constabulary, or hired by the company. The engineer, often a Singaporean or local specialist who could keep the engines running in the humidity. The constables, 4 to 8 Sikh or Dayak police. I never know how to pronounce Sikh. Sikh? The British favoured Sikh for their imposing height and discipline, while Dayaks had great knowledge of the coast and rivers. If a Tuan saw a white painted launch, I'm gonna get so many words wrong. Don't worry about it. I'm Dutch. That makes it more awful, honestly. This was also one of our colonies that just makes it worse. If it's one saw a white painted launch flying the chartered company flag, he would know it was the authorities. That's why it didn't seem like a word. There should be a space there. If a Tuan saw a white painted flag, a white painted launch, he would know it was the authorities. However, because these launches were slow, they often arrived after a pirate raid was over. The main job was to intercept but to sail into remote villages to remind the locals the government still had guns and was watching the opium trade. That's a normal thing to do, people. You glad I recommend this now? Thanks. I'm very happy this is mostly focused on the British part. Because we committed crimes in Indonesia specifically. So many. But then again, mostly after the war. Well, also before the war, but not during the war. Because during the war, the British took over. And then the Japanese took over. And then we started committing crimes again. By 1941, a young man wanted to join the Royal Naval. What? Royal Navy would be there. A young man wanted to join the Royal Navy would be there in one of the two very distinct roles, depending entirely on his social class. Not cues, class. Here's the breakdown of those two positions. Boy seaman. Sure, if the young man was from a working class background, his official rank would be boy second class. Training. Damn. Imagine your official rank being boy second class in training. Or boy first class at sea. Boy second class. The two genders, boy first class and boy second class. The Royal Navy recruited boy seamen as young as 15. They were the apprentices, and their lives were incredibly disciplined and physically demanding. I'm sure that's putting it lightly. Because historically, people are also very good to children. Especially working children. Their duties included being a messenger for officers, running between the bridge, the engine room, and the radio room, spending hours every day polishing the brass and scrubbing the decks. If he was quick-witted, he might be trained as a signal boy. New rank unlocked. Signal boy. Responsible for hoisting signal flags or operating the Morse code lights. Standing watch in the crow's nest or on the bridge wings, scanning the horizons for pirates or other ships. Was a very harsh job. 15-year-olds were still subject to corporal punishment. Great. A boy seaman could be caned for minor offences. Even better. They did not sleep with the adult sailors, thank God. They had their own separate mess deck and swung their hammocks in a designated area. They were strictly forbidden from mixing too much with the older men, partly to keep them focused on their training. I'm sure that was the only reason. Midshipman. If the 15-year-old was from a good family and had attended a naval college like Dartmouth, he would be a midshipman. While still a teenager, he was technically a sub-officer and outranked all the adult enlisted sailors. We'll take anyone's we can add. In naval slang, midshipmen were called snotties. Because they were known to wipe their noses on their sleeves. Sure. Their duties included commanding boats, taking watch on the bridge, and supervising the adult sailors. Midshipmen lived in the gun room, where they ate, slept, and studied under the supervision of a sub-lieutenant. Sub-lieutenants. We are British. It was a world of high-pressure learning and intense hazing from the older midshipmen. Right, well, I'm very happy to learn all about British 15-year-olds in the Navy. Sure. Okay. We know that. Guess? Good one. We have right. These are wonderful faces, especially that one. I like the art, yeah. It's very fun. Sikh or Punjabi man. Okay. So we can Lucas Sterling. Lucas Sterling is the mystery man, and Kanan is the head yaga, who is a Sikh or Punjabi. So probably the one with the turban, if I had to take a guess. Sikh. Thank you. Right. So that's probably, we have the both has, which we don't know anyone yet. If the library, I don't have enough evidence to discover anything in the library. I clicked away before I read the rest. Okay, but that does mean there's something for the boathouse. She did say something about something. Should focus on the arrival of the unexpected guest for now. Right. What did I know about the phone? I knew something else about the phone, that someone held it sometime. Should be able to identify Conan with just his first name. Telephone at 2 a.m. by a man with a Bornean accent. Okay. I am gonna take a guess this is Conan. With a Bornean accent. So maybe he was where is he? 2 a.m. by a man with a Bornean accent. We have a timeline over the course of an entire day. So it's... Hi, Regal. But I would also pronounce midshipman as midshipman. Midshipman. I'm so close to saying chipmunk when I say that. I have already forgotten what I just thought. I got distracted by midshipman. 2 a.m. by a man with a Bornean accent. Right. So it's likely that at 2 a.m. Conan was in the study. Residence is... okay, incorrect. I already made a mistake, guys. ship run by chipmunks. Boy second class and mid chipmunk. Backbone of any grenade. Don't forget the snotties. Right. That wasn't correct. Oh wait, is it just, do I just need to focus it? Okay. Also no. So that's not the person with the Borneo accent. What else do we know? It was... yeah. There's someone in the... Oh, we know that Kanan was probably in the boathouse before then. Is that what we can conclude? Am I selecting the boathouse? Yes. No. Oh, I can also not... Okay. But we actually don't know that. That was me. That was... Let's do Coast Guard. The arrival of the unexpected guest. Oh, we have the information that the guest is someone with, like, very styled hair. So probably, like on the American silver screen. So probably that guy. Lucas Sterling. So then we can probably assume that Lucas Sterling, and that's incorrect as well. We have nothing. Congrats, guys. We have nothing. Far too snazzy hair, an excess of flair, tutelage that lad. Yeah. Okay. What else do I know? Father and sister. Essence of the study. And now that Jeremiah was alone at 4 p.m. in the study. Yeah. Our photos and no. Oh, can I? So we can 2 a.m. Why would the rotary phone not be in a study? I don't think you can move a rotary phone at this point in time. So it's probably still in the study. Probably... native Borneo accent. Maybe Khan. What else do I know? A question I ask myself every day. It's important. Yeah, there's a guard. Yeah, wearing formal turbans and high. Yeah, okay, so I'm pretty sure we have Colin correct. Small. Nothing in the library yet. Okay. So we should still ignore the library. Speaking to someone in the corridor. Some Lucas Sterling. And yeah, Conan interrogating the boathouse. In his 20s with a haircut that's altogether too styled for my liking. Like one of those Americans on the silver screen. Probably, yeah. Twin Bone is waiting for you in the library. We don't need that yet. Because we don't know anything about the library. But I guess it doesn't have to be an hour earlier, I guess. What if I... Boathouse, a sagging structure of salt-bleached wood. Inside, tattered fishing nets hang from the rafters. Oh, okay, that's what I had to do. Thank you. So Jeremiah said Conan was interrogating Lucas at the boathouse. I'm assuming that was in progress before Jeremiah made the call. Delphine selects Lucas and Conan and focuses at 15 or at 3. She should uncover the echo of the interrogation. The numbers in the red bubbles on the timeline are hints. They indicate how many clues to events you haven't discovered are in this scene. By discovering this interaction between Lucas and Conan, you will have decreased the hint number in the study at 4 PM from 2 to 1. Sure. Anyway, Lucas and Conan. 4. There we go. I see someone pulling a small raft onto the dock. He seems like a preen and proper young man, but his uniform is tattered and soaked with blood and mud. It's Lucas Sterling. He's looking exhausted. Conan's larger frame is blocking his path, hand on the sheathted sword. Halt! Not another step. Who are you? What are you doing? My good man, 1 minute. Just let me explain. Can I talk to your master? This is a British plantation, am I correct? I could tell from a distance when I saw the steam engine and the unmistakable Crockett. Crockett? God, what a weird word. You have to respect a nation that will doggedly try to recreate the English lawn and jungle, and a damn fine job they did, I might add. It feels like home away from home. Croquet. That's what was it. I was like... Crockett didn't seem right, but I didn't know what else it was, and then I got stuck on crochet, which is a completely different activity. And as far as I know, you don't do that on the lawn. Or at least not exclusively. Croquet. My apologies for the British crowd. Croquet. Lucas Sterling has managed to get on shore and is now close to Conan, trying to charm his way into the house. And I'm not sure Conan is buying it. You can crochet on lawn. You can. But I'm not sure you have a crochet lawn. Lovely, relaxing times with the crochet hook, the crochet yarn, the crochet mallet. Exactly. Not here to cause any trouble, I'm just seeking asylum for the night. My ship was attacked by pirates just off the coast. Managed to hide behind the piracy grill. The threat of a pirate hijack was so common that steamships in the 1920s were equipped with piracy grills, heavy iron bars and gates that separate the bridge and first-class quarters from the rest of the ship, essentially turning the officers' area into a fortress. Good to know, but the rest of my crew, they were all massacred. I am with the British government. We were carrying a cargo of chandu? Chandu is refined opium boiled and fermented into a treacle-like paste. It was a government monopoly in many colonies. Great, but the pirates took everything. You're far too young to be an officer on a Royal Navy ship. Why would they put someone your age in charge? And if you were not, how did you manage to get behind the grill but not the actual officer? Conan gets really close to look sterling, his hand tight on the hilt of his sword. And it's mighty suspicious you're the only one left alive. You're going to turn back, jump on the raft, and take me to the boat. I'm going to check the veracity of your story. Sometimes you just have to beat the pen in its submission. No need for that. There's nothing there but the gruesome side of my dead crewmates, I tell you. Lucas Starling is being remarkably evasive. There's something more to his story. I best make a note of this, I'll come back to it later. A woman's scream can be heard in the background. It's coming from an observation deck, perched on the edge of the cliff, overlooking the South China Sea. The sound distracts Conan long enough to stop the line of questioning dead in its track. A young woman intervenes, getting in between the two men. No points for guessing that it's Loon Goodwill looking giddy. Okay. Right. Right. So we have a new one. Observation deck. A high vantage point overlooking the South China Sea. You were probably on the observation deck. No, you were not on the observation deck. You just came down to the docks. Or to the boathouse, I guess. That is too far away, you're right. Oh, so does that also mean I can add no, not that one. How do I get it? Sterling Cannon on the observation deck. Good. Okay. So we have a woman at the observation deck. At 3. But it's not a good one. Right. Observation deck. A woman. Scream. Wow. I make very important notes, everyone. Right. There's nothing in the library yet, right? Stacks of yellowing Straits Times newspapers sit piled beside the library shelves full of heavy-bound books. Right. What? Oh, interesting. Okay. Right. Now there was a woman here screaming, "Wah!" But it's not Loon. What? More information do we know? Didn't gain any new items. What did you think was in? There was a grill on this refined opium. Right. Can we infer that they went to the observation deck? Stop the line by points for guessing. Loon good well looking giddy. What does that mean? Loon is at the dock the next hour. Or at the boathouse the next hour. Are they all at the boathouse? They are all at the boathouse. Cool. Oh, stop it, Conan. Father will want to see him. Let him come through. Loon Goodwill rushes to meet Lucas Sterling, holding out her hand for a handshake. Isn't this man bloodied and muddy? Why would you do that? Don't mind him. My name is Loon Goodwill. What's your name? My name is Lucas Sterling. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, young lady. Come with me to the veranda to meet everyone. My mother Theresa is already there, having her first sundown. Sundown is a local colloquialism for an evening drink taken when the sun is setting to mark the transition from the heat of the day to the cool of the evening. At 4? At 4. Could have sworn you said youngling. Was there too, and so was father. We watched you arrive on your raft. Father rushed off to the study. To tell on you, I'm sure. He can be so paranoid. He'll be back by 6 for his sundowner. Right, so they were on the veranda. Miss Goodwill, I don't mean to be rude, but I've just experienced the most traumatic moment of my life. Could you point me somewhere I can freshen up and get some clean clothes first? It's not too much to ask. Oh my, where are my manners? Of course, Mr. Sterling, come with me. I will show you to the guest house. Hanan, can you tell Aisha to come to the guest house with me? Aisha must be a local servant girl. There's only one in my pile of photos. I'll assume it's her, and I'm identifying her. Sure. Guest house for Mr. Lucas. She was just in the kitchen. Thank you. Conan bows. He may not approve, but he respects the young woman. Of course, little ma'am. I will go find her. Ma'am is a specific title for the lady of the house. Gather that little ma'am is an affectionate term used by their servants to refer to Loon. Bloom Goodwill smiles and focuses her attention back to Lucas Sterling. Come on. Come, let's go. Right. Okay. Interesting. So we have more. So that's Aisha. Okay, they just gave me Aisha, I guess. I'm glad they did. Because based on these pictures, I'm not sure if I was gonna be able to tell. Right, okay. We have a bunch more. We have the veranda. We have the kitchen. Where should we go first? Let's go to the veranda. The place where the family gathered to drink. Oh wait, I can't go to the veranda yet. I don't know who her mother is. So let's go to the kitchen. Located at the back of the building to keep the furnace heat away from the main rooms. And at 3, we have Aisha. Aisha is busy preparing snacks for sundown. She is shelling peanuts for kacang. Kacang means bean or nuts in Malay, usually peanuts roasted with spices. Very insightful. I just saw the German man in the hat by the jungle entrance. He told me to let you know. Thank you. I'll go meet him in the usual spot. Can you take over? You just need to go to Mrs. McIntyre in the veranda. Right. We have a name for Mum. She shells peanuts by the seashore. She sure does. Right. German man by the jungle entrance. We have Mrs. McIntyre by the veranda. Let me just jungle entrance. I want to make a note. Oh man. I'm making amazing notes. Right. Am I gonna have to infer that the woman with the fucking martini glass is Mrs. McIntyre? I think so. Teresa McIntyre. Right. Then we go to the veranda. And we have Lunan and Teresa. Reconstruction is incorrect. Were they? Oh, they were all at the. Yeah. Jeremiah Goodwill enters the veranda. Loon Goodwill and Teresa McIntyre are already there, sat facing the sea. It's about time you got here. I am parched. Oh, sorry, that's Teresa. It's about time you got here. I'm parched. My dear, what did you do while I was away? I've only been back for a few hours. Did you go thirsty these last few days? Just start pouring already. Makes sundowners, takes a pill from her purse and swallows. It must be a Twan's dose for the day. Quinine was usually taken daily with the sundowner and an evening snack, as it was believed it shouldn't be taken on an empty stomach. It's 3 in the afternoon. Almost everyone in Borneo takes it every day to fight off malaria. Have you seen Bone yet? I need to talk to him. We're losing the Orient. What does that even mean? Confound it, Teresa. You'd never listen. There's no Orient. They have no luster. It's that bloody nuisance of a crimson swirl, I tell you. I just don't understand. What? Who says? They all do. The Tokays, Chinese Tokays are powerful and influential merchants who control the pearl trade in North Borneo. But the British upper class, I'm amazed they're not already best. Fair enough. The Bajos? Bajo are nomadic sea people who live in the waters around Borneo. They're amazing divers and experts on pearls. I have a glossary on pearls, I'll read it in a bit. Yep, they all say it. There's no warrant, so they're all worthless. All 10 tons in the warehouse. Absolute waste. The tobacco trade is drying up. 30 years ago, North Borneo was world famous for its high-class quality cigar wrapper leaf. However, by the 1930s, many tobacco companies began to wind up or switch to rubber and coconut because of cigarettes becoming more fashionable and soil exhaustion. It looks like the Goodwill were behind the curve and feeling the pressure. But we were just starting to really get a handle on reliably finding tons of shelves. But now this, I just feel cursed at the moment. Stop bothering me with your problems. I was just humoring you while you were pouring the drinks, but you really started to bore me now. I don't care about any of this anymore. Where's Rose? Shouldn't you be sounding after your lovely new wife instead? I found a rose. Jeremiah Goodwill downs his drink in one gulp and slams a glass on the bar. He pours himself another. Blast it all. You know damn well where she is and who with. I don't know what she sees in Vitalina, but they're together more often than not these days. Actually... Oh, sorry, that's Lynn. Actually, your new friend said she was going to go up on the balcony to greet Rose after she finishes her phone call. I haven't seen Vitalina yet today. She's not my friend. She's my lady solicitor. Sure. Lady solicitor. That's a... Sure. It's Vitalina's husband I need. Where is Bone? Darling, he's at the clubhouse, of course. It's the only place him and Dieter can hide to do you know what. Do you know what? Are Bone and Dieter like... Lady solicitor set to rhyme with male nurse. Saw Mr. Tanaka. Go there just now. Do you think he's also a registered smoker? Oh, sorry. Wrong woman again. Saw Mr. Tanaka go there just now. Do you think he's also a registered smoker? Theresa McIntyre mimics taking a long drag from a pipe using the straw from a drink, then she laughs. Father, look! There's a raft approaching. It's coming from the big ship anchored further up the coast. Moon Goodwill points towards the sea. Jeremiah Goodwill squints into the distance. Jeremiah Goodwill puts his drink down and pops his head inside. Conan, go down to the boathouse and see who that is. Don't let them land without checking them first. I watch from the railing as Lucas Sterling docks his raft and Conan approaches him. Mother, look, he's young, just like me. Darling, he's not a child. He's probably twice your age. I'm not a child, Mother, and he looks very nice. Why is Conan being so rough with him? Theresa McIntyre takes a drink and sips it lazily, looking bored. She doesn't seem to care what's going on at all. Hell yeah, Theresa. I don't like the look of this. I'm going to the study to contact the constabulary. Jeremiah Goodwill puts his drink down and heads inside. Louis Goodwill waits for her father to leave, then hitches up a skirt and runs down the stairs towards the boathouse to greet the stranger. Whoa, okay. Yes. Great, we have a bunch of names. I already forgot a bunch of names. Things and stuff. and it was, where were we? We have a rose somewhere. We have a rose. We have a Vitalina. We have a third woman, I think. Maybe? No, two. Know damn well where she is and who with. So we have Rose and Vitalinas. But Vitalina is somewhere. Was going up to the balcony to greet Rose. Rose is on the balcony, which is not a location. Vitalina's Bone is at the clubhouse with Dieter, probably. Mr. Tanaka is probably also at the clubhouse. That's the birdhouse. Right. The solicitor, yes. One of them is the solicitor. I'm honestly not sure which one at this point. I thought it was Rose. But it seems like it's Vitalina. Because it's like, I don't care about this anymore. Where's Rose? Shouldn't you be signing off to your lovely new wife instead? That makes it sound like Rose. Rose's new wife and Vitalina is Lady Solicitor. I think. They are somewhere. And we have a Dieter and a Bone at the clubhouse and probably a Mr. Tanaka. Although Dieter is probably the German man at the jungle, I'll be real. That's a very German name, Dieter. Anyway, that's for later. Aisha had to come to the guest house with fresh guest house from Mr. Lucas. She was just in the kitchen. So we probably have... Let's go to the guest house. What? No. Dieter is a beautiful British name. Sparse and functional. Many beds to accommodate unexpected guests. So we have... a... Probably at 5. We probably have Aisha, a Lucas, and a Loon. We don't. Fuck. I thought we would. Just the Lucas and a Loon? Just the Lucas and a Loon. Okay, Aisha did not stay. Loon Goodwill's escorting Lucas Starling to the guest house. The guest house is on the right here, just past the wash house. Lucas Starling stops. Can I use the wash house now? Quickly, use the water. Oh yes, we always have water. Follow me. Do you not want to wait for Aisha to come with fresh towels first? I just really need to get cleaned up. In this heat, I will dry very quickly. Oh, but you must wait for the towels. She'll be quite alright. Is this it? Goodwill nods. Lucas Starling opens the door and steps inside. He takes off his tattered uniform, just holds onto a pouch that he was hiding under his jacket. Lucas Starling grabs a gayung, and traditional plastic or metal ladle used for scooping water from a jar or a bucket for bathing. To scoop cold water from the Shanghai jar, commonly used in colonial houses to store cool water for bathing in the tropical heat. pours it over his hair, face, and body, a look of pure satisfaction on his face. He scrubs away at the mud and blood for quite a while. When he finally stops, he just stands there for a minute, then looks down at his right hand. It's trembling uncontrollably. Lucas Sterling starts to sob quietly. Lucas, compose yourself, man. It's over. You made it. You're safe. Looks around the small room. The floor is made of stones to prevent wood from rotting. The floor is sloped towards the drain that leads out into the garden. He jumps as he hears Aisha arrive. Stays still for a minute, listening to Loon and Aisha's conversation, and waits for Aisha to leave before he resumes his search. Lucas Sterling notices a loose stone on the floor. He pries it up and hides his pouch underneath it before replacing it. Loon from outside the door. I have to toss in some clean clothes. It's starched whites. Starched whites are the standard attire for men in colonial houses. Starched white shorts, white knee-high socks, and white shirts. They are clean and pressed and often smell of lavender or similar fragrances. They are not practical for work, but are used to maintain an ill-conceived illusion of British superiority. Because they aren't yet white enough. Hope that's alright. It's all that the men wear here. It's not as fancy as what you're used to, I'm sure. Can I pry the door open and hand them to you? Lucas Sterling lets his hands out of the door and Loon Goodwill places the towels and clothes in them. I hope they fit. They belong to a young cousin of my father who died from the fever. He was about your height, I reckon. The black water fever, by far the most feared cause of death for young Europeans in the tropics. It's a terrifying complication of repeated malaria infections and fatal within days. Don't worry, the clothes are clean. They're so white as the thing. Lingard was waiting patiently for Lucas Sterling to finish drying himself up. My parents divorced a year ago. My mother has been. Well, you'll see soon. She's a lovely woman. She was the most beautiful woman in the whole of Sabah when she was younger, but the sun took its toll over the years. What a thing to say about your mother. First thing to a person. Sabah is the largest state in Borneo. It's bordered by the states of Sarawak and Kalimantan to the west, and the Philippines to the east. Hey, Philippines mentioned. High-fiving too. It's ruled by the British North Borneo Charter Company, a private company that was granted a royal charter by the British government back in the 19th century. I love that the first thing she says about her mother is like, she's divorced, she's lovely, and she used to be beautiful. My parents divorced and my father remarried within weeks. My mother drinks a lot now, but she's lovely, you'll see. Girl. And I have a brother in London. He left boarding school when I was a baby, but I think you know that already, don't you? How would he know that? Lucas Sterling comes out of the wash house, looking at Loon Goodwill with curiosity. I don't know what you're talking about. Posh, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Loon Goodwill gives him a knowing look, as if expecting him to confirm this fact. Thank you for the clothes. They fit very well. I don't know how to thank you. Oh, welcome. I'm glad you like them. Come now. Let's go with the others. Dinner will be ready soon. You must be hungry. They make their way to the veranda. Loon, what the fuck's wrong with you? She's known this man for all of 5 minutes as she's brought him over so he can, like, clean up and change his clothes. And immediately she is like, here's clothes. They belong to a young cousin of my father who died from the fever. Anyway, my parents are divorced. my mother used to be lovely, but now is... she's lovely, but she used to be beautiful, but now she drinks a lot. And my father remarried within weeks after the divorce. Anyway, I have a brother in London. He left when I was a baby, so I've never met him. But I think you already knew that about me. What a wild conversation starter. Right, and they're going to the veranda. Presumably for the next segment. So we have... Is Theresa still there? She's not. Okay. Right. Anyway. After that... Yeah, I assume she knows something about, like, him knowing her brother or something like that. But that's not what it sounds like. And either way, she did not have to mention her parents' divorce at all, or the fact that her mother is an alcoholic after the divorce. Anyway, we need to talk about the pearls. Oh, God. In the 1920s and 1930s, evaluating a pearl in Borneo, particularly in the Sulu and Celebes seas, was an exercise in high-stakes judgment, combining ancient maritime intuition with the ruthless precision of the Chinese middlemen who controlled the market. At this time, the industry was actually a dual economy. The consistent money was in the mother-of-pearl shell used for buttons in Europe, and a bajau, or Japanese diver, who brought up a massive silver lip, or gold lip oyster. The evaluation began immediately. Unlike modern pearl farming, where pearls are surgically removed, natural pearls were found by feeling the oyster's meat or shaking the shell once open. Raw pearls are often covered in a thin, slimy membrane. Evaluators would rub the pearl between their thumb with a bit of salt or a piece of fine silk to reveal the skin. And used to be beautiful, yeah. In the 1930s, merchant in Sandakan evaluated the pearl based on 5 main criteria, often using a piece of black velvet or dark blue silk to make the colors pop. Luster, the orient. This was the most important factor. It wasn't just the shine, it was the way light seemed to glow from inside the layers of nacre. A pearl with a glassy surface but no depth was worth little. Shape. Round was the rarest and most expensive. Even a near round would drop significantly in price. Color. Silver was the most sought after by European buyers, and golden was highly priced in the local and Chinese markets. Surface. Evaluators looked for pits or cracks. A single tiny pinprick on an otherwise perfect sphere would slash the value by half. Size, measured in grains. A 10-grain pearl was a solid find, and anything over 20 grains was a major event that could fund a diver's family for years. Evaluation usually took place in the back office of a Chinese trading house in Sandakan. Besides the smaller seed pearls, the merchants used a set of nested brass or copper pans with holes of varying diameters. They would shake the pearls through the sieves, sort them into the grades. The pearl would be weighed on tiny handheld scales using small copper weights. By the 30s, more sophisticated buyers used a magnifying loupe to check the skin for the fine brick-like pattern of true nacre. The most dramatic part of the evaluation in the 1930s was the fear of the fake. Japanese cultured pearls began flooding the market in the late 1920s. To the naked eye, a high-quality cultured pearl looked identical to a natural one. This caused a panic in Borneo. Experienced buyers would look for the drill hole. Cultured pearls were grown around a bead, so if you looked down the hole with a strong light, you would sometimes see the line where the natural nacre met the artificial core. Without a drill hole, merchants had to rely on feel and the pearl's weight. Natural pearls were often slightly more irregular in their density. What does that mean? Irregular in their density? Okay, sure. In Borneo, these evaluations were often kept secret. If a diver found a truly magnificent pearl, he wouldn't show it on deck, whether Tuan or the boat owner might claim a larger cut. He would hide it in his cheek or a small pouch and take it to a trusted middleman at night. The evaluation would be done in silence, with the merchant and the diver negotiating under a cloth. They would hold hands under a sarong or cloth and signal prices by squeezing fingers. This kept the price secret from any onlookers or rivals. In the 1930s, the terminology used for the iridescent lining of the oyster shell depended entirely on who was speaking and where they were. In the daily business of pearling, the men on the boats, the Chinese traders, and the colonial officials almost never used the phrase mother of pearl. They simply called it shell or pearl shell. Because the shells were the primary product for buttons and the pearls were the bonus, the entire industry was referred to as pearl shelling rather than mother of pearl farming. In the bilingual world of Borneo, the local Malay-speaking divers and laborers had their own terms, which the British often picked up. Kulits mutiara, literally pearl skin or pearl shell. Kulit, simply skin or shell. A diver would climb onto the deck and say, "Banyak kulit tuan." Lots of shells, sir. Lower grade shells and the dust left over from the button cutting factories were ground into fine white powder. Pearl powder was a staple of the Asian cosmetic market. It was used in face powders and creams believed to lighten skin and provide a glow. Traditional Chinese medicine, ground shell powder was consumed as a source of calcium to treat a lot of different ailments. Coastal Borneo, where limestone bedrock was often scarce, the discarded outer parts of the oyster shells were recycled for building. The shells were burned in massive kilns to create shell lime. This lime was mixed with sand and water to create the mortar and whitewash for the stone buildings. Did everyone get that? There's gotta be a test. Jesus Christ. Oh, we. Right. Right. Find her. Let's go back to the map. We have the guest house. And the study, library, kitchen, apartment, jungle, and clubhouse. Right. We get anything from it? Oh, we have a pouch. Which one on Lucas Sterling. Which we can infer. Isn't it supposed to tell me something about the pouch when I link it to someone? And I infuse it. They're used just like gas but only field person elements doing. Right. I guess that means I can. Lucas Sterling. But I know where Lucas Sterling has been. Does he put it in the floor? Right? Hides the pouch. Yeah, it is a big timeline. Right. Let's go meet the others, then they head back to the veranda. So we know Lucas and Loon and Aisha at the veranda. Not Aisha. Yes. Teresa, Aisha. Is it just everyone? Is everyone at the veranda? No. Nobody's at the veranda. Oh, fuck. What else do I know? Clubhouse. Rustic version of a London gentleman's club, completed with a billiards table, outdated copies of Punch and the Illustrated London News. There's a bar serving gin pahids. Gin pahids is a gin mixed with several heavy dashes of Angostura bitters, which helps out the stomach after a day in the humid jungle. Great. I don't know anyone yet. I don't know who these people are. I don't think I've been able to, like... Rose, and we have a Bone, and we have a Dieter. And we have someone else. Who is that? Oh, we have the person who's talking to Aisha, right? And this person, whoever that is. So Aisha met up with Dieter, probably. Or is gonna meet up with Dieter. Oh yeah, I know. A lady solicitor. Hey, we're having our lady solicitor again. Who's heading to the guest room to freshen up before dinner. What on earth? A lady solicitor showers and changes into fresh dress and walks out as Conan runs past her in a panic. Lady solicitor smooths her dress calmly and heads towards the dining room. So we have a new location, which is the dining room. So what if we just keep echoing until something else happens to the... okay, something happens to the pouch here. It just won't tell me what. Right, we have a lady solicitor. Back to work. Well, we did find something. We find that at 7, a lady solicitor headed to the guest room to freshen up before dinner. And Colin brushes past her in a panic. And heads towards the dining room. Can I assume that Colin was here? No. I cannot assume Colin was here, obviously. Trying everything on everything. Yes. Very much so. But yeah, we have found a mysterious lady solicitor. Can I... at 7, we have mysterious lady solicitor. Vita... something. Vita... Italia? Italia? Italia. We now went to the dining room. Can we say that they went to the veranda, but they wanted to go dining room? Can we say they're in the dining room? No. We cannot say they're in it. I guess we should visit the dining room. Our dining room. Grand hall where large fans overhead stairs in stagnant. Wait, they say they went there? No. Well, can we say they went to the veranda? Is Aisha and Teresa and Connor? No. I don't know who was there. Let's look at our guests again. That didn't help. Oh, can I go study to someone used the phone then? This person named Jiro in the room alongside Kanon. I should come back here once I figure out who he is to see his side of the conversation. Kanon ends. You see, I didn't know who to turn to. I don't know who to trust. Stop worrying, Jiro. I'll take care of it. Kanon picks up the rotary from the telephone. Speaks in a language I don't understand. Continues speaking. You're on that way. You should go. Little Mem is stronger than you think, and she has us. What are you talking about? You can't do that. Forget her. It's 2 in the morning. Just go to bed and don't let anyone see you. I'll wait for the reinforcements. Here you go. Right. Right. We know that. So now we know. Technically, I guess we know the names of everyone? Yes. Yes, we know all the names of all the people involved. We just don't know who is who. We have Rose, we have Lady Solicitor Vitalia, we have Dito, we have Bone, and we have Jiro. That is assuming those are all first names and not... There's no first name and last name situation going on. So we might not know all the names. That highly depends on whether there's surnames involved. Once I figure out who Jiro is, do I know anything? I guess I know maybe that let's see, we have to run they went, they left. I was being rough with her. Runs downstairs. Okay. So presumably we have Theresa McIntyre at veranda. Theresa McIntyre is alone on the veranda nursing a drink. She picks up a faded photograph from the mantelpiece. Theresa McIntyre. Huh. Look at you. Rains like a laugh. She stares at the photo with a mixture of hatred and pity. He'll tire of you too, my dear, just like he tired of me. And then it will be little Mrs. Sevilla's turn. You'll see. Slams the faded photograph face down on the table. Theresa McIntyre spots someone outside and runs out to greet them. Okay. We have a new item. Faded photograph. Which we know. Okay. On the back it says my darling wife and a lovely temper. So it's Jeremiah. Right. New profile added, Rose Goodwill. Right. So we know Rose Goodwill, long hair. So we know no glasses, I guess, is the... okay. We don't know everyone. New pictures can be added. But that's Rose Goodwill. Interesting. got an achievement for Mrs. Goodwill replacing Theresa. Jesus. And we know Rose was on a balcony somewhere. And we heard a woman scream. Would the balcony refer to the observation deck? Or is it just a random balcony? We'll try. No. Might just be a random balcony. My darling wife and her lovely temper. Right. We have that. We have a new person. Now what else do I know? I thought I could identify one of the people I had. That was a lie. Did someone go? She went outside and runs out to greet them. So there's someone else somewhere outside. Swans, those. So I could trade with Rose. Where she is and with who. I don't know who she sees in Vitalina, but they're together. Actually, your new friend said she was going up to the balcony to greet Rose after she finishes the phone call. Oh, so maybe she's with Vitalina, but I don't know who Vitalina is yet. It's at the clubhouse. Bone is at the clubhouse with Dieter and Mr. Tanaka. Also, Bone's not underlined. Does that mean that we don't know Bone? Bone's not important. Go to boat house. I'm being so rough. Still clue. Study. He'll be back by 6 for sundown. So can assume that at 6 at the veranda is Jeremiah again, but we don't know with who. Faded photograph. No. Oh, we do know that the photograph is still on the veranda. Okay. Okay. I think something happened to the faded photograph at that time, but I don't know who's there. Maybe that's Jeremiah? Because we don't know that. Let's look at our timeline. What's our timeline? What's our entire timeline? Right. We have Lady Celeste up there. No insane. Oh, I guess they go to the veranda, but Teresa wasn't there, so just keep them. No. Probably someone else. We don't know who. Right. What clues am I missing? Guys, what clues am I missing? Don't be shy. Still don't know anything about the library. Where did we get the library information from? And be a rubber duck and talk through what you've learned. Okay. What we've learned is that, basically, we start out at 3 o'clock with, yeah. We start out at 3 o'clock. We have, the family, family. We have Jeremiah Goodwill, Loon Goodwill, and Theresa McIntyre on the veranda. They are chatting. They tell us about, Rose. Theresa is getting lit. Tobacco trade drying up. Something wrong with, oysters, whatever. Is Rose. We know what Rose looks like, but we haven't found any other clues. She's a new person. We got her from a picture we found from Theresa. But Rose is with Vitalina. Maybe at the observation deck, but we cannot uncover that yet because we don't know who Vitalina is. Apart from the Lady Solicitor. Whatever that means. We have Bone at the clubhouse with Dieter, as well as a Mr. Tanaka going there. Then we have Lucas arriving. Lucas Sterling arrives, and Conan goes there to the boathouse. Jeremiah goes to contact the constabulary. They have a chat. Lucas talks about how he got a pirate something. He's fishy. Loon Goodwill arrives. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, we have Aisha talking to about a German man at the jungle entrance, which might be Dieter. We don't know who Dieter is yet. McIntyre's at the veranda, we know that. We have Lucas, Loon, and Conan the veranda. They don't go to the veranda. Jeremiah will be back at the veranda by 6 for his sundowner. But they're going to the guest house, as well as Aisha's gonna meet them there. Meanwhile, in the study, we have Jeremiah calling the constabulary, as well as saying that one bone is waiting for you in the library. We don't know who Bone is yet. Meanwhile, we have a Theresa McIntyre alone on the veranda looking at a faded photograph of a rose, saying she'll tire of me, and it will also be little Miss Savu's turn. Whoever that might be a surname of someone we already know, but we don't. Vitalina and the solicitor were different? I don't know. Maybe. We have Loon. We have Loon being weird as shit to Lucas, while Lucas is also being weird as shit and hiding this pouch. As then Aisha arrives. And brother, something about brother, we have mysterious lady solicitor in the guest house at 7, and we have a call with Conan and a unknown person named Jiro at 2 a.m. about something having happened, and they're there for the little mem. I guess we have a hour where in the kitchen we have oh no, that can't be, because at that time Kanan is at the boathouse, and then we have Loon and Lucas, and then Aisha's already there, or maybe it's Aisha. I guess Aisha can be in the kitchen to get got by Kanan. Okay, there we go. Aisha enters the kitchen through the window and quickly closes it behind her. She puts on an apron hastily, her face slick with perspiration. Aisha can hear Kanan and Jeremiah Goodwill talking in the corridor. She gestures to the other servant who is in the kitchen to leave. She grabs some herbs and a kitchen knife and starts chopping. Kanan storms in. The little men want you at the guest house. Fresh towels for the new arrival. I'm busy. Why do you not ask one of the other girls? Because she asked for you by name. Ma'am McIntyre ordered a tray of small chops for the veranda. Local term for snacks to serve with sundowners. They're designed to be salty and pungent to stimulate the palate and encourage drinking. Don't have time for your demands. She cannot tell you what to do. She hasn't been the true mistress of this estate in years, whether she fancies it or not. Besides, the gin will have taken its usual hold soon enough, like every evening. We shall see. Just do as you're told for once. Aisha slams her knife on the table and turns around to face Kanan. Stop acting like this. I can't leave with you. Your plan is foolish and I do not love you. Can you please understand? I shall carve out my own luck. Just meet me at the workers' quarters when you're done. New location. Turns and marches out, slamming the door. Waits a beat and wipes her hands. She opens a cupboard and pulls out a stack of fresh towels and a set of white clothes. Okay. So we have a new thing. So they meet up at some point. And Aisha went somewhere, probably to the jungle entrance, to meet with Mr. German Man, probably Dita. We don't know what that is. So much for a little game for a quick stream. It's a bunch. Right. So we have that happening in the kitchen at that point. Right. How does that help us? We know Aisha was at the jungle entrance, probably. But we don't know with who or what. Or nothing happened at this hour. Callan Aisha. Or, well, we don't know she's at the jungle entrance, we just know she left the kitchen. But we know the guy is at the jungle entrance, and she's at the lady, so probably at the jungle entrance. This one still seems to have another clue. One more clue. I still don't know. Okay. Where's Rose? Shouldn't you be setting up to your lovely new wife instead? So Rose is the wife. We know that for sure. Blast it all, you know damn well where she is and who with. We know what she sees in Vitalina. So they're often together. Actually, your new friend said she was going up to the balcony to greet Rose after she finishes her phone call. Haven't seen. Okay, so there is probably a third person who is the lady solicitor. Okay. Third woman, lady solicitor. Anyway, it's Vitalina's husband I need. Where is Bone? Is at the clubhouse. Saw Mr. Tanaka. Him and Dieter kinda hide to do the you know what. That honestly is such an innuendo. Right, we have the workers' quarters. A row of them are breakfast with Simon's blue. Don't know anything there. Guess we can. No, we don't have anyone. Right. We don't have anyone when we don't know who's who. Because we know new pictures can be added. And we have at least a Dieter, we have a Jiro, we have a Bone, we have a mysterious lady solicitor, and we have Vitalina. And I don't think we can place any of them we have. This is very fun, by the way. I'm having a very good time. It's... I hate to say it, but they were right. It is very Din-like. Which is fun. I like uncovering a mystery. I'm just kinda stuck. Because we don't have any new clothes. Just a real word, man. Yeah. You told me that. Well, we know they... I guess... she would have... Maybe she went there after... Because we know... they were there after, so maybe they went there after at that time? Yes, okay. In the shadow of the quarters, Callan grabs Aisha's arm as she tries to pass. Aisha, please listen to me one last time. We leave at first light. I'm listening to nothing from you, Callan. I have work to do. The Japanese are coming. Not maybe, not soon. They are here. I have plans for this place, for the Tuans. Everyone who stays will be slaughtered. But we're invisible to them. If we go now, we'd live. I love you, Aisha. I'll not see you butchered for the sake of these white ghosts. Aisha stops, looking at him with cold contempt. You think I need your protection? I have plans of my own, Kanan. Plans already in motion that offer far more safety than running into the jungle with a deserter. Deserter? I'm trying to save us. You're abandoning your post. You are a Yaga who's fleeing at the first sign of real danger. Never loved you. I see you for what you are, a frightened pup playing soldier. What can I do? Tell me. How do I prove I'm worth something to you? You want to help? I'm in blind. Tonight, whatever you see, whatever you hear, you do nothing. You say nothing. What wickedness are you planning? It's not for you to know. Tell me. Aisha stares at him, her eyes cold and yielding. Kanan's hand flies up and strikes her across the face. The real thing you do when you love someone and trying to convince them that you love them. Aisha doesn't flinch. She slowly touches her cheeks, her eyes burning with hate. You shall rue this night. When the end comes, Kanan, I will make sure you are the very first to bleed. He walks away back to the kitchen, leaving them shaking in the darkness when suddenly an explosion can be heard, coming from the direction of the clubhouse. Alamak, what in the blaze is that? Kanan rushes to the clubhouse to investigate. Okay. So we have Kanan going to the clubhouse. But we don't have enough for that yet. But we have Aisha going back to the kitchen. That escalated, I know. Aisha stands by the sink, pressing a wet cloth to her cheek. She hissed in pain. Curse him. Curse that wretched, frightened man. She glances out the window into the coming dark. A figure is moving furtively across the grounds, from the clubhouse towards the jungle entrance. It's Kanan. What is he doing? He's not... God in heaven, Kanan. You utter fool. She throws the cloth into the basin and sprints out the back door. Towards the jungle entrance. Okay. So we have... at the jungle entrance... Is Kanan there? No. The next hour, probably Kanan. Not. Okay. Damn. I thought I knew someone. Something. Is it just Kanan? No. Kanan. No. And it's not just Kanan. Okay. Also not just Kanan at the club. No. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. We're learning things, everyone. Sage is lagging it, alright? But there's probably someone else there. Whoever that might be. Maybe it's a German. Right. From the work school. Yeah, that makes sense because came past the guest house. And kitchen and... Right. We know more things. More things are known, everyone. Entrance to the jungle, the passive room. Did I not yet know that canon? Okay, it's not just because I didn't know the jungle yet. Right. We know there was a German. We know that Aisha says he's heading from the clubhouse towards the jungle end. So we know that at this point in time, what time is that? 8. At 8, there is Kanan Aisha? Someone else. After exploding him. Clubhouse. Right. Oh boy. Right. What else we got? For safety, you're young. Yeah. One runs to the clubhouse to investigate. At the clubhouse, there is Conan with someone else at 7. Explosion. I'd like to uncover one more clue. Into clubhouse. They were going back to I guess at this hour you'd have Loon and Lucas there. No. Not at the veranda. With Jeremiah? Oh, he'd come back. Did he come back at... No, at 7? What time would he come back? I don't know. Not them, at least. This one, then. Oh, fever. No one. They make their way to the veranda. So that happens then. Okay. Okay, it is them. Okay. Logan Goodwill and Lucas Starling arrive at the veranda. Teresa McIntyre is still nursing her drink. Not still, considering she did leave to greet someone. That's false information game. Mother, look who it is. Mrs. Sterling is all cleaned up. Doesn't he look smart? Certainly cleans up well. A vast improvement on the bloody mess that arrived on her doorstep. You're too kind, Mrs. Please call me Teresa. There's no Mrs. here, just an ex-Mrs. As you wish, Teresa. If I may ask, who exactly is on the plantation at the moment? It feels busy. Oh, it's a veritable circus. Let's see. Our neighbors is here, Dieter von Guttram. Don't know why. He's always here. Then there's Edward with his Russian girlfriend Vitalina. They're old family friends. Bone is practically an uncle to them. Sorry. Bone? His name is Edward. We call him Bone affectionately. There's no malice behind the nickname. And there's Rose, Jeremiah's new wife. And Cynthia is here too. She is Jeremiah's personal lady solicitor. There she is. Ostensibly here for legal and financial discussions, but then again, Rose was the nanny, so we'll never know with Jeremiah. She is so pretty and stylish. I love her glasses. It's quite a gathering. And can't forget the help. There's Giro. He handles all the maintenance around the estate. You taught me how to fish. Indeed, you've met Kanan, our head of security. A ray of sunshine, isn't he? And Aisha runs the household staff. Heavy footsteps approach. Jeremiah Goodwill storms onto the veranda. So, the prodigal stranger is making himself at home, I see. Kanan tells me you claim to be a government agent. Mr. Goodwill, I wouldn't say that. I didn't actually say who I was. Kanan just assumed, and a loud bang echoes from the clubhouse. The floorboards vibrate. What in God's name was that? I think it came from the clubhouse. Sounded like an explosion. Mr. Goodwill, he leads the way. Wait for me, please. No, Loon, it's too dangerous. You stay here with Teresa. We'll be right back. I'm a stranger, but I'm going anyway. Where's Kanan? I would have expected him to have run over here to check on us. Maybe he's already at the clubhouse. You're probably right. I will need to put my trust in you right now, Mrs. Sterling. But know that this isn't over. We will resume our little chat soon. As the two men run out, I can see two other women enter into the room from the back. So probably, well, it could be Rose Vitalia or Cynthia. 7. Okay, but I think we know enough for the clubhouse that it's Jeremiah, Lucas, and Kanan who meet up here. And someone else. Probably whoever caused the explosion. Okay. Right. We have a bunch. We have Dieter von Guttram. We have Edward and Vitalina. No surname given as of this moment, I believe. Edward is Bone. We know Rose. There is a Cynthia, who is Lady Solicitor. There's Jiro. We have Khan, Aisha. Okay. Right. Many new names, and no faces to go with them. Let's see. So we have a Dieter and Edward. A Cynthia, or no, we know Rose. We have Cynthia, we have a Vitalina, and we have a Giro, which does line up with the people we know. But it also could mean there's more pictures, we don't know. If I'm profiling, I think that person is Dieter. I'm sorry, that is a very German man. But I'm not profiling. Right. Well, I said I'm not profiling. Right. Right. We can now, no, we can't, because we don't know what Cynthia looks like. But we know that Cynthia, is here, so let me, can I adjust my notes? Yes. Cynthia. And we know that's at the jungle entrance. We know that's Peter. Presumably. The only German man that's been mentioned thus far. Can't continue there because there's more women who are joining, but we don't know who. Can't run there because there's presumably more people at the clubhouse explosion, but we don't know who. Don't know who Jiro is. We can't place him. We don't know who's at the observation back because we don't know any of the women yet. We've been given no identifying markers, I believe, for any of the people either. Say anything. So we go. Let's take treasure. Just weights. Telephone call. Jobs. Nothing really of interest. Leave. Can I use David? No. Can't just say those were there. I know that, but I'm language 7 instead is Loon Teresa plus 2 women. Okay. You are not yet accounted for Tuesday at 5. You are not yet accounted. I assume you're in the library with Edward, but I don't know who Edward is yet. You are not yet accounted for, or you are not accounted for at all. You You were at the veranda. The others, you were at the veranda and the others are in the clubhouse. Don't know who you are. I know you were in the study at 2 talking to Jiro, but I don't know who Jiro is yet. Right. What are we thinking? Guys, what are we thinking? What do I know? I don't think I have any other times or things to know. Don't think I can figure out any other people. Head empty. Okay, well that's not very useful now, is it? Kinda was liking in the jungle instead of going to the clubhouse with Lucas and Jeremiah. Oh, I guess so. So if we have at the clubhouse we have Lucas and Jeremiah, just no. But maybe afterwards? No. A good thought though. Mysteriously going past the guest house. I can't do anything with that yet. The library with Edward. Should I start profiling? No, I don't think I can. Can I? Did I get any information about... Oh, the German man in the hat. A famous sequel to Cat in the Hat. So that must be Dieter von Guthram. There we go. My profiling was correct. So we know he was at the jungle entrance at that time. I told you he looked German. Dieter von Guthram emerges from the jungle path, clutching a bottle of Kornbrand. Kornbrand is a German brand of grain spirit very similar to vodka, but often distilled to a slightly lower proof to retain the flavor of the grain. To a British observer, it might look like vodka, but to a German or Russian, the distinction is vital. Glossary unlocked. Drink culture. Wonderful. I can't believe you would stereotype hats like that. Well, I wasn't wrong. Paused at the edge of the clearing, scanning the grounds nervously. Clear. Good. Instead of heading to the main house, you purchased a perimeter fence. He uses a tool to loosen the wire of fence post, leaving the mesh loose but visually intact. He tests the concealment, nodding with satisfaction, looks undisturbed, but a firm push would open a man-sized gap. Tucks the bottle on his arm and hurries off, disappearing towards a distant cove. Right. Right. So that gave us very little new information, apart from the fact that Dieter von Guttram was in fact the German man. And then he headed further into the jungle, yes. Did I say that they were there? No. Nothing happened at this hour, guys. Right. So, one last glossary about drink culture. Jesus Christ. In 1941, a British colonial in Borneo had a very specific vocabulary for evening drinking rituals, deeply embedded in the culture of the era. The most common terms were sundowner. This is the most iconic term. It referred to the first drink of the evening, taken exactly as the sun began to set. In the tropics, the sun sets rapidly and at roughly the same time year-round, making sundowners a rigid social fixture. It marked the transition from the heat of the day to the cool of the evening. They wouldn't just have a drink, they would have a gin pahit, which was essentially a pink gin, mixed with several heavy dashes of Angostura bitters. Hunters and colonial officers believed the bitters were medicinal and helped settle the stomach after a day in the humid jungle. A stenga. If a man wanted a lighter drink before dinner, he would call for a stenga. It was a half measure of whiskey topped with soda water. It was the session drink of the colonial clubs, allowing men to drink for several hours without becoming immediately intoxicated. To have a sundowner probably in the 1930s involved a very specific routine that the British colonial would follow. Work usually ended around 4 or 4:30 p.m. because of the heat. They would then take a mandi, traditional Malay-style bath involving splashing cool water over oneself with a ladle. After the bath, they would change out their sweat-stained khaki work gear and into clean white linens. They would sit on the shaded veranda of their bungalow or at the local club and enjoy their drinks. Here's what would typically be prepared as snacks to accompany the drinks at sunset. Someone at staff who at this specific time in history has special interest who was just vibrating through the floor at the chance of putting together a glossary about absolutely. Here's what would typically be prepared: snakes, gachang. The most ubiquitous snack was fried peanuts, but prepared with a local twist. Unlike plain salted nuts in England, they were fried with garlic and chili. The cook would fry raw peanuts with whole cloves of garlic, dried red chilies, and kaffir lime leaves. They were served warm and were incredibly addictive. Closely related to the ancestor of the Bombay mix, but in the 1930s Borneos, it was just called kachang. Ikan bilis and peanuts, often served alongside or mixed with the nuts, were ikan bilis, tiny sun-dried anchovies. They were deep-fried until they became crispy and salty. This was the ultimate colonial beer snack. The saltiness helped replace what was lost to sweat during the day, making the cool sangha taste even better. Prawn crackers. Keropok were a high-end savory snack for the British. Made from ground prawns and starch. They were sun-dried into hard discs and then flash-fried in coconut oil until they puffed up. They were light, airy, and carried a strong sea flavor that paired perfectly with a gin pahit. Curry puffs. The curry puff was the perfect 1930s hybrid. It used British-style short-crust pastry, but was filled with a dry, spicy potato and meat curry. They were often made in half-moon shape. Because they were small and dry, they could be eaten with one hand while holding a drink in the other. Chris, for your inspiration of British cooking, here you go. This game was made by one person. Oh, so a really strong hyperfixation. Right. Right. Things. Stuff. People. We have a new person. New person unlocked. We know exactly one thing about them. He's German, and he's drinking, and he went to the jungle. At 3. And then was nowhere to be seen for several hours. Hyperfixated so hard they made a game to subject everyone else to their hyperfixation. Yeah, they sure did. Right. I think that's where I ended for today. Do I need to save? How do I export save? Do I export a save? Sure. I'll export a save. I've exported the save, everyone. I don't know what that means, but I sure did it. I think we uncovered a good lot, and there's so much left to uncover. Chris would have you done to me. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that. I just noticed that the thing kind of cuts off awkwardly. I don't know how to fix that, but I'll try to for next time. Because the screen is just ever so slightly than the OBS one. You guys could have told me that. But it's fine. You underestimate hyperfixations. That was your first mistake. Hi, Toe. What are you still doing awake? Wasn't this good enough, ASMR? You were asleep. Okay. Good. Yeah, anyway. We didn't solve anything yet, because nothing's really happened yet, other than this guy, Lucas, coming here, claiming he was attacked by pirates. And an explosion, I guess. I guess that's the... You woke up when the Philippines were mentioned at one time. Oh, 42? Jesus. That's way too hot. Think you should tell the weather to calm the fuck down. Yikes, indeed. Drink lots of water. And just go sleep in the freezer, yeah. It's too hot. Temperatures are about to climb up here as well, but not anywhere near 42 degrees. And I already think it's too much. It's gonna climb up to the 30s and I'm already not prepared for it. But then again, I am a weak sauce European person. So 30 degrees is like my max temperature. Absolute max. I'd rather prefer it wasn't 30 degrees. First time we keep plenty of water. Yay! Take good care of yourself. Become a fried shrimp and just follow Oreo's example and just eat and sleep. Become a cat. God, that's way too much. That's awful. I think you should come live over here, I'll be honest. It's gonna be my fucking go-to whenever someone complains about their country. Just come live over here. Maybe one day one of my friends will take the advice. You would put your poor fair. Fair enough. And you should finish your study first, otherwise it'd be a fucking waste. You wish you could be an Alakid, but also not. Listen, currently an Alakid Caden is beating the absolute shit out of someone, so I'd rather not be an Alakid right now. Just 1 year to go. It's just 1 more year. You're gonna do great. You've done great thus far. You're gonna ace it. Considering what I've learned, you're probably gonna lose sleep a lot over it, but you're gonna do it, I believe. You're doing it. I'm so proud of you. And I'll cheer you on. I'm your personal cheerleader. Woo. Go tell. I don't know, cheerleading? Cheerleading is not a thing over here. But I'm gonna do it. I love I'm doing so much movement that you cannot see. I mean, yeah. Losing sleep with all the blackouts at once. Fair. Personal cheap leader, yes. Hey, I'm doing it for you. Yeah. But for now, that's what happened in Borneo. We'll continue next time to figure out what happened in Borneo. I don't know where this is going. But it's very interesting. So thank you, Chris, for recommending it to me. And we'll continue next time with British colony times and crimes and Japanese war crimes, probably. And some small mentions of the Dutch who are also here committing crimes. British. The good old British. Thank goodness you're here. You need to figure out what happened in Borneo. Um, so many war crimes. So many war crimes happen. Well, I know that much. The Dutch are doing background crimes. The British, as is their one part, are taking the colonial limelight. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's all for now. Have a good night, all. Love ya. Bye bye. Good night. Bye.